Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Buffett. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters. Moving on through the WCS Global Finals. We are now with Life versus Sand. Life, down the bottom left side of the map, is the last Zerg player in the tournament, and he's actually doing a pretty damn good job so far. It's a best of 5 series. Life is currently 2-0 in this series. He's won the first 2 games. And this is going to be Sand's last chance to stop him. And yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough one. So Life, down the bottom left side of the map. He is 18 years of age from South Korea, plays for the Startail team, and he's currently going for a fast hatchery. A fast third hatchery, actually. Fast 3 bases. And I believe the pool was actually after he started building this. So very aggressive macro style from Mr. Life. San, on the other hand, is up the top left side of the map. He is 24 years of age from South Korea, plays for the Yo Flash Wolves team, and he's going for a fast expansion. Not super fast, but yeah, pretty fast. He's still getting that Cyber Core out nice and early, managing to get a Zealot across to the other side here to annoy these guys. Zealot hasn't got any kills though, but it has knocked up a... that's such a wrong word to use. A Zealot's knocked up a couple of workers, but it's knocked about a couple of workers. So, yeah, that's a bit of a pain. Here we go. Nice little surround from Mr. Life. Does manage to finally get it done. Did lose a couple of lings, but considering that was a Zealot, yeah, it's a little bit annoying. And we've actually got a pylon over here, which Life has scouted quite easily. I don't know if the probe didn't realize what was going on, but anyway, actually... did manage to save a worker there, I believe. Mothership core trying to attack something, just converted it into a gas. Managed to save it, and a bunch of lings on the pylon. So Life very much in control of this game, nice and early on. Another pylon over there. We'll see if Life manages to spot that one. But yeah, let's talk about the tournament for a little while now. So Life so far, he beat Zest 3-2, say a Protoss player. So, San, another Protoss player, and obviously he's definitely got his ZVP face on because he's 2-0 in this tournament so far. San, on the other hand, beat Jack G 3-0 in the round of 16, and obviously good versus Terran, but maybe against Zerg having quite a bit of trouble, especially when that Zerg is Life, because Life, obviously an exceptional player, and he's really proving it here. So let's going to be having a look at what he's putting out. Spinecrawler down on the third base. Nice, considering how much Zealot craziness is going on so far. Overlord's going to be spotting all this stuff, pulling all of his lings back straight away. We do not have ling speed on the way, but he is building 10 more lings. His income, pretty good, 39 over 32. Not crazy, but not bad either, and it means that he can still afford to get quite a lot of these guys, although, yes, just got sunk on a little bit of overlords. Still actually going to be sending the lings out to do some aggression here. He's thinking about it. He wants to push out and do some damage to say to San, you cannot keep me trapped in my base with your little bits of aggression, but at the same time he's very worried that San may go beyond harassment and actually go in and start just absolutely owning guys with these Zealots, which it does look like San was planning to do, but the Queen's actually scaring him away just a little bit. Overlord Scout going to get demolished. I thought a whole bunch of lings died there, but I think they just came back over here, just running around. We got a proxy Stargate coming out. It's going to be an Oracle. There we go, there's the Oracle coming out. Zealot's still thinking about doing stuff. Doesn't have an observer, otherwise he could get the creep down. And the creep is just going to be creeping towards that pylon. So, Sand cannot really sneak into the base too much. The creep is just spreading too fast for that. And here we go. Each time the Queens knock these guys away, they just put more creep tumors down. They can't even sneak here. As soon as they get down to the bottom of the ramp, there's a creep tumor waiting for them. And there's a bunch of Zealots there. The Oracle coming out as well. The Stalker, that would be horrible if the Stalker went down because it's the only one in this army. And there's no real air units for Sand to have to deal with, but still, there we go. A whole bunch of Zealots coming out. And yes, here we go. Lings coming in, but this is going to be pretty horrible for Life, of course. Sending Zealots against lings, sending lings against Zealots. You know that the lings are going to get owned. They got ling speed, and they're trying to get us around. The Queens and the Spinecrawler is doing so much damage, so much healing going on here. The Zealot count is actually slowly starting to go down, and just a massive amount of lings being produced by Life. And there we go, managed to push through all that craziness. The Oracle over here has got 3 kills, which is pretty nice. Units lost, surprisingly. Actually, San has lost more. I would have expected Life to have lost more because, well, he's throwing Lings against Zealots, so you know that one Zealot can easily kill 4 Lings when they're lined up like that. I would expect, yeah, one Zealot can easily kill 4 Lings, but I guess the Queens really made up all of the extra DPS, and they didn't die easy or anything like that, so those Queens did an exceptional job. And look at this, moving straight out across the map, Mr. Life. Bunch of force fields are going to stop them from taking this Nexus down, but still a very, very good crack. The Oracle is seeing the Lings and is just like, is it worth actually killing them? No, and this is the shortest patrol route ever, apart from just spinning around on a line. But yeah, for now, the Queens, man, how many kills does these Queens have? Yeah, decent amount. I mean, 4 kills for a Queen, pretty awesome. There, 5 kills actually. This guy is now a Slayer. And it's not often that you see a Queen get 5 kills against a Protoss because, yeah, so that's how many Zealots were going down. Quite insane. These Lings up here, if there was scouting for this starport, that would be awesome. They're not really scouting too much. We've got a Ling over there just doing a bit of a scout, seeing what's going on. And it looks like we may be seeing a 4th base over in this position fairly soon. It looks like it's going to be a good idea. A little bit of a hallucinated Phoenix coming over, having a look, getting owned by some Queens and stuff like that. And just having a bit of a scout, not really going to be seeing anything. Did it see that infestation pit actually? I think it did. So there we go. Infestation pit spotted, and that could be anything from Infestus to Swarm Host, but considering how much of a big crazy map this is, we'll probably be seeing Swarm Host. And considering how long this game is as well, if you've noticed the run length of this game, it's very, very sizable. So yes, when you see an infestation pit in a very long game, you pretty much know what's going to happen. So there we go, we've got the Locusts upgrades coming out now. We've also got Roach Regen, which is going to be pretty awesome. And San, is this his first Robo Bay or his second? I do believe it's the first one. He saw that infestation pit. He's got an idea that Swarm Host may be the order of the day, and he's rushing for Colossus as fast as he can, which is definitely a good idea. First Swarm Host starting to come out, and yeah, Life just continues pushing out with the creep. He's already covered his entire quarter of the map, and he's just going to be looking to just keep pushing that out, keep going nuts. Eventually the creep will actually start covering this thing, but I'm sure I'll be destroying that pretty soon. Now, there's a bunch of Queens out there. The Queens aren't really enough to really back these guys off anymore, so they're going to have to be a little bit careful. The main army, though, is a decent amount of Roaches, a few Swarm Hosts versus Stalkers, Sentries. Yeah, I think that Life is probably going to be okay here. I mean, Queen DPS, you got Roaches, you got a couple of these guys. He's actually going to go on by and see what he can get into over here. Should be able to do a bit of damage over there. Sniping the cannon nice and easily. I don't know if he's going to be able to snipe the base. Mothership Core retreating here. The Roaches are going to have to burrow and get the hell out of there. Do actually have underground. They do not have underground movement, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, they got in there. They destroyed the Robo facility, I think. Damn. Well, yeah, he had a robotics facility over here already. Maybe I missed that one, but he does have all the good sort of stuff coming on. He does have the robotics bay. He does have a Colossus coming out. These guys trying to do something, but they have seen the Locust, so they know now that bad things are going to be coming their way, and more Swarm Hosts continuing to move out. So yes, San is in a little bit of trouble here. We'll see what he gets up to later on, what he gets done. He's doing a lot of great harassment though, which I like to see. But the spine crawlers, man, Life getting these spine crawlers nice and early. The fact that he had 3 there already, definitely a great idea. And yeah, the Locust starting to work on these guys. San continuing to push out for the Colossus. What I'd really like to see from a Protoss player facing Swarm Hosts is to just go for that 4th base nice and fast, start getting the air tech nice and fast. Because long term, Protoss players usually end up going for a massive amount of air tech. And so just skip the middle step. Skip the whole middle step where you get Colossus and the Zerg player gets Vipers and starts yanking them into oblivion, and then all your Colossus dies and they're like, oh crap, you know, I'm going to go for air, I'm going to get crap loads of Tempest and stuff. Just skip that middle step and just go straight for the Tempest, man. Don't even bother with Colossus. I suppose the problem with that plan is the Swarm Host can like take out your bases and stuff like that and just push in, but yeah, I don't know. I'd still like to see somebody just rush for air the second they see Swarm Hosts. Because it would be pretty awesome, but for now, just harassing it all over the place. The Zealots somehow getting in this close, taking out a Spine Crawler. More Zealots in here. The Spine Crawlers are in quite a bit of trouble, actually. A lot of them dying pretty fast, and the Queens are having quite a bit of trouble. That one actually dying. I'm sure he would have healed it if he could, but apparently he could not. And Sam continuing with the pressure, buying himself time to get those Colossus out, getting a High Templar as well, moving out, doing as much damage as he possibly can. Nice force field, keeping the Locusts at bay, forcing the workers to run for it, and he's actually going to be able to snipe the hatchery right here. Sweet fungal on the Stalkers, but a Mothership Core manages to warp them all out, which is beautiful because, yeah, that fungal can be devastating, especially when it hits a core group of Stalkers like that. We've got another group of Zealots over here. They can maybe do the follow-up over here. Does Life know about this sort of craziness? He does not. He doesn't have any idea that something is going on, but the creep will slowly get to that position and will eventually find out. Are the Lings doing a great pickup here? The Cannon's owning them, but if they take out a couple of High Templars, it is all going to be worth it. One High Templar versus 10 Lings. I would say, yeah, throw away the 10 Lings. I mean, it's a High Templar. It costs 150 gas. By all means, throw them away to kill one High Templar. So, here we go. Whole bunch of Spine Crawlers coming out. The Zealot's already attacking them. Not too much. The Zealot legs would be a really, really nice move, given how much harassment he's doing. But here we go. Moving in with an Observer. The little Locusts coming out, and there are quite a sizable amount of them. We do have 21 Swarm Hosts. It's pretty much a case of if you're going to go Swarm hard, you've got to go hard. Or you just, yeah, it's not going to work out. So, doing pretty good though. We've seen the pollen over there. I don't know whether he's going to spot the proxy. I don't know whether it matters. I don't think that Santa's going to be doing anything with this proxy in the near future. Oh, this little Ling. Go a little bit further. You need to be scouting that thing. He is attacking the Zealots instead. Which is, yeah, it's supposedly fine, but really, really need. I'm just sick of that just being there, man. It needs to die really, really badly. But look at this creep spirit, man. He's covered a full half of the map. Warp Prism with a double Archon drop. There's still tons of Spine Crawlers. Warping in some Zealots, though. Doing some nice micro to keep the Archons alive. Very, very, very nice. And the Zealots taking care of the Spine Crawlers. The Archons are going to go to work on the workers. Pun intended. And Life, it looks like his base may actually be breached here. A lot of workers going down. Not a huge amount, but a decent amount. And the Swarm Hosts decided to go up there, but no detection. So one goes down and the rest get burrowed. And now the Locusts are coming out. I think a bit of splash damage from the Archons actually damaged the Swarm Host, but don't know if it really matters. The Link finally seeing that. And you've got to be warping the Zealot over there. Bunch of Colossi all trying to get to the Magic Xel'Naga Tower, but they can't all fit because they are too fat. The Zealots managing to take out the hatchery. Very, very nice job. After the third base that San took out, he managed to take that one as well. So San getting some nice hits with this Zealot aggression, and that's the problem with the Swarm Host. They're not very mobile when it comes to defending multiple bases. And I don't think he really has that much else. I mean, he's got Swarm Host, he's got Corruptors now, he's got Infestors, but his basic units, the Roaches, the Lings, he doesn't have much of them at all. And it's really, really starting to hurt when it comes to these Zealot drops everywhere. I mean, we've seen this hatchery go down, we've seen this hatchery go down. He's relying a lot on static defense. And the static defense can be overwhelmed, as we saw before. And here we go, another set going in. The Swarm Hosts are there already, so that is going to help quite a bit. Once they're in position, they're fantastic, but it takes ages for them to get in position. And they're very, very slow to move. They're very, very slow to start spawning Locusts. It takes a while, and the Zealots can kill things very, very fast. But for now, sort of holding it off. I have a feeling that Life sort of wants to take this whole bottom right side of the map and just sort of put Swarm Host there and just cover this entire sort of entry. But he's got a little bit of a problem here. These Zealots are coming through, and he knows about this Stargate, he knows about this pylon, needs to take care of it, because any pylon in his side of the map is a potential mass of Zealots just waiting to be warped in, and he cannot let that pylon stand. So he needs to take care of it, he needs to take care of it fast, and there we go. A couple of Lings going nuts on the pylon. Maybe he should send a couple more than that. If Zealots get warped in right now, all that effort's going to be wasted, but yeah, it's taking it down, slowly going down, and we'll see how it works. Sand, thinking about moving in here, does have Blink. Unfortunately got annoyed by those Locusts, is going to be falling on back. Baiting the Locust somewhat, and then going around to take care of creep here, so it sort of worked as a bit of a bait. And now he's going to get quite a lot of creep because, of course, the Locusts are not in a position. But a sweet Fungal landing on top of some of the units, and the Locusts go to work, doing a great job. Not that many Colossus actually on the field for Life to be owning with those Vipers, but he's still on the watch for them. I think all the Colossus are back here. We've got a whole ton of Void Rays as well. That is 8. 8 is not a ton, but it's starting to get there. And San is going for the air tech, and he's getting 2 more Stargates, so he's obviously decided this is the time for air tech, and he's feeling pretty good. He's got a whole bunch of bases over there, and Life's not really annoying him too much, and he can't, because Life has invested really, really heavily in those Swarm Hosts, and he's absolutely built a ton of them. This is a Swarm Host force. That's all it is. The Corruptors are there to support the Swarm Host. The Infestors are there to support the Swarm Host. There's 2 Lings, and that's it. That's his entire army. He's maxed out on that, so he's got nothing to do any craziness with. There's no way he can harass anything. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is an end game, long-term sort of unit production. Very, very safe, but not very flexible. So it's pretty much, this is my build. I'm going to be sending Locusts. You can't attack with Void Rays because I take them out with Corruptors. If you get too close, I'm going to fungi you. And that's pretty much it. So there's no real harassment potential here. But then again, it's going to be almost impossible for San to break this Swarm Host play, because all of the counter units are out there, and they're just going to be working beautifully as long as Life, you know, does the right thing, which we can probably assume that he is. And we can see that Sand is just like, yeah, whatever, you know, it's fine. He's going to sit back. He is going to macro nice and hard. He's actually 73 over 66, which is beautiful. And he's just going to be banking up and banking up and banking up. He is not going to be doing the mistake that a lot of players do, which is trying to break the Swarm Hosts. And you try and break him, you move in, and you just put pressure, and you try and somehow find a way past the Locusts and try to take out Swarm Hosts. A lot of players do that, and they try and they try and they try, and eventually their unit's lost count goes way too high, and they just end up getting owned. And we can see he's doing a push here, is trying something, but he's getting owned pretty quickly. He did get a storm up on those Corruptors, which I really, really liked. Only 3 Colossus left now, so that's not as much as he would like. And he did a bit of a push there. I don't know whether this was a main push or just a distraction for the attack over there. Regardless, that attack over on that base did do quite a lot of stuff there. And Sand's force retreating, looking fairly bedraggled. And all you need to look at is this display. So the bigger the gap widens, the more screwed that Sand is going to be, because his advantage is his flexibility of forces. He can build whatever the hell he wants, and he can try all sorts of crazy stuff. It's his game to win or lose. Life right now, he's just straight up doing the Swarm Host play. Swarm Host, Corruptors, Infestors, static defenses. That's it. And all he needs to do is play it properly and keep this unit lost, gap improving bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So we're going to need to see something out of San to sort of give him a play or something like that. Now, unless he needs to find out a way to directly get into the Swarm Host, The only thing he can really do is just hit at the back, like take out these workers or something like that. Try and get a better economy. Try and do double prong. Try and get around the locus and try and hit vulnerable units, vulnerable workers, vulnerable bases. Taking out this base, great example of what you can do. I don't think Life is even going to rebuild this though, because it's basically mined out. But yeah, keeping the just hitting the weak spots, because locusts do leave a lot of weak spots behind. They can't be everywhere at once. They're a hammer, but they can only fall on one spot at one point. So I mean, you cannot face that hammer. No amount of units is going to be able to beat that hammer. But if you dodge that hammer and you keep going in, you keep dodging it, and you keep taking hits off the Zerg player and keep hitting Zerg units and slowly wear the Zerg down, then you can eventually win. But you do not want to let your own units get killed by locusts, because eventually you will die the death of 1,000 cuts. And we're starting to see that here. 26,000 over 15,000, so he's already 11,000 behind, and that has been growing and is just bad. So what a lot of Protoss players do at this point, and is one of the more popular solutions, because it completely negates the swarm host, is to go for air. Mass air, that's all you go for. And Life already anticipating that. You can see he's mainly building spore crawlers here. He's got a ton of spore crawlers over here. He is anticipating a mass air play from Sand, and he's 100% correct, because that's pretty much the only way that Sand is going to come out of this with any chance of a win. He cannot win on the ground at this point. Swarm hosts are just too strong. So he's going for mass air. He's got the mothership. He's got Phoenix attacks. Actually, I don't know why he's getting this. Yes, range of Phoenix weapons. Obviously, that's to prepare against the potential Muta counter, because there's one thing that Tempest and Void Rays have in common, and that's that they both suck against Mutas. So if he goes for a massive amount of Void Rays and Tempest, they're going to do great against the Corruptors, they're going to do great against Swarm Hosts, they're going to do great against a whole lot of stuff. They will get owned by Mutas. And Life, right now, I mean, he's saving up a ton of gas, saving up a ton of minerals. At some point, when Life starts to get worried about the amount of Void Rays and Tempest on the field, he will build a shitload of Mutas very, very fast and send them out and start going nuts on all these Tempests and Void Rays. Because you can't send Corruptors against Void Rays, man. It's just absolutely stupid. He's got 31 of them. That's good. But there's 9 Void Rays, 7 Tempests. Needs to push those numbers up quite a bit. But for now, that's going to be good. That's going to be pretty good. So we'll just have to see how it's going to work. Another major factor is going to be infestors, and Life right now, I don't know, he needs to like sack some workers or something like that, build some more infestors, because the infestor count is pretty low at the moment. He's only got 3. Could definitely do with a few more infestors, because those fungals are going to be absolutely critical when it comes to defeating this force. Absolutely critical. Like 2 or 3 fungals could be the difference between winning this entire battle and losing majorly. So love to see a few more fungals getting out there, a few more infestors, sorry. And it looks like Sand is going to be trying to take this base. The swarm host, man, I don't think these guys are burrowed properly, but these guys, there we go, moving in. Is he really going to try and save this? Oh, those locusts, man, so much damage. Level 3 weapons is just amazing how much damage those locusts can do when they really get down to it. But here we go. He's going to be rebuilding it, and you cannot let Life take both of these bases, because it would suck so badly. And Sand, of course, has been losing. He's 14,000 down, so he needs resources a lot more than Life does. He's been soaking up so many more resources. And yeah, Life doesn't need him too much, but he's still going to push in and try and get him. Look, we've got a Nexus coming over here. I think it's just for the gas or long distance minerals or something like that. Just so that Life maybe doesn't realize that there's actually mining happening at this base for a little while. But he definitely knows about this base, and Sand absolutely is not willing to give this base up. He absolutely wants to keep it. But Life, I mean, his locusts are at a great range. They're getting in there. They're doing a great job. And this is not going to stop at this base. It's not going to stop. So, Nexus going over there. Are the Locusts going to see it? Yes, they are, sort of. They should be able to get close enough next turn to actually do something about it, but who knows? Taking out some creep. Yeah, might as well. Might as well do that. Not much else that ground-based units can do at this point, because if they go anywhere near the real action, they're just going to get owned by Locust straight away. He's not attacking. Oh, it was cancelled anyway, so that's fine. Let's have a look. Santa's really playing it safe, because these bases will keep him going for some time, actually. But he's definitely playing it safe, and Life is just like sacking workers. Yeah, you know what? It's good. He's pretty safe as well. These bases are going to last him quite a while. But I guess they're just trying to push out as early as they can, get those Nexi as quickly as they can, and yeah, let's go for it. We've got a Greater Spire coming out. Whether or not that means that, what are these guys? They go 3-3. Whether or not that means the Broodlords are coming out, I'm guessing the answer is yes. Broodlords, yeah, I don't really like this as a play from Life, because he's seen that Tempests are out on the map. I'm assuming he's seen the Tempests by now. I mean, they're all over the place, so if he hasn't seen those Tempests, he could probably assume they're out there. But yeah, you do not want to build Broodlords if there are Tempests, because Tempests just swat the Broodlords like flies. I mean, Broodlords are massive, hard-hitting, high-health unit that just go down stupidly easily to Tempests, man. Tempests are, that's pretty much their main function in a PvZ game, is to kill Broodlords and Colossus. Other than that, they're pretty much just like pea shooters. That's basically all a Tempest are. It's a long-range pea shooter, unless it's facing those big units, and then it becomes an absolute god on the battlefield. So yeah, a bunch of gas coming down, and yeah, moving out. Whole bunch of these guys. More Corruptors going out, just pushing out the Corruptor numbers. Still not any more Infestors, but we'll see. I'm guessing that's going to change at some point anyway. Now, both these players being very, very wary about going anywhere near the opposing force. They're still fighting over these things. I think Sand has pretty much given up this, although he's still got a long distance mine it. He's trying his very, very hardest to get over here. And yeah, maybe it'll work. The Tempest with their range doing a great job with the Vipers coming inbound. They get the Oracle. That Oracle is not going to last very long. And can he get more units? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, so I guess that he can probably just wait and sort of, you know, because if Life does the air battle over a bunch of Spore Crawlers, then he's going to be okay. He's going to be very good. But here we go, moving in, distracted by these guys. Manages to yank the mothership out, manages to take it down. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I think it's been mentioned in previous games, but the main reason you want to get a mothership in this circumstance is it means you can get ground units, like the High Templar. And the Locust can't attack them, because the Locust can only attack what they can see, and the mothership cloaks everything. Oh, something just died there. I'm not sure what it was, but it got hit by like 10 Tempest Blasts at once. The Oracles, there we go. They're just putting the vision on these guys, just getting the vision going on. 13 more spores coming down. He's got a lot of, where are all these spores being built anyway? All over here. So he's obviously drawn the lines, and he said, you are not going over in this direction. You will stay back over on your side of the map. And it's interesting because Sand side of the map does sort of include these two bases, but of course Life is not going to let any Nexi go down at these locations. Absolutely not. He is going to start owning them all over the place. And Sand is going to run out of minerals sooner, I believe, because he's, I mean, units lost 35k over 16k. It's just maths. And it's just pure maths. He's already spent 19k more than Life. So he's going to be mining out these bases a lot faster, and that means he's going to run out of minerals a lot faster. So he's got to, I don't think he can ever even up that units lost, because I don't think that Life even has 19,000 worth of units. Yeah, actually, you know what, he probably does. But I mean, I don't know. Sand just needs to get out there, just do a great engagement, and just destroy a crap load of guys. I mean, the swarm hosts aren't really a factor anymore. As long as he's got a mothership out there to cloak these guys, it's not really a factor. Of course, the mothership is the first thing to go. Gets yanked out by Vipers and destroyed, but yeah, I mean, he just needs to make sure he kills all these air units. I mean, the Corruptors are the major problem. If he storms a couple of the Corruptors and manages to destroy him, that is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And that's what he's trying to do here. But there we go, no mothership, so he's got to be very, very careful. You can only imagine how quickly those High Templar will die once the Locusts get close enough to him. There we go, there's the mothership, just getting in range to cloak everything. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And there are Ultralisks coming out as well, which is interesting because I don't think the Tempest... I don't think the Tempest do massive damage versus air. So, yeah, they're good versus Colossus in PvP because the Colossus is technically an air unit, but they're not good versus ground units. Their ground attack doesn't do exceptional damage to massive units. So, yeah, they're not going to do much versus the Ultras. And the Ultras are interesting. They're an interesting choice. I mean, they're going to get owned by Void Rays extremely easily, so I'm not sure what Life is planning with those Ultralisks. Maybe he's planning on doing a quick tech switch into them. I would have thought Mutas would be a better choice because, yeah, Mutas are going to be owning all this stuff. But then again, it's going to be if he loses a bunch of Corruptors, then he'll just go for Mutas or something like that, start owning all these guys. What the hell is this guy doing? I think he's actually killing that so he has more supply to build whatever the hell he wants, which is another Tempest. So there we go. That is, we're at this stage of the game where Colossus are just throw them away. You don't need them anymore. There we go, taking some creep out, knocking some stuff back, and still building Oracles, I think mainly for the vision bonus that he gets out of these units. And of course their mobility, they're very, very mobile. Trying to get vision, not quite working. If he can get vision on something, then he can sort of see where everything is. Beautiful, beautiful vision. Now he can move in, try and get some storms on these guys. Once he has vision, if he can line up the storms, that is phenomenal. And of course, storming these Colossus, storming these Corruptors into oblivion is got to be Sand's #1 priority at the moment. If he kills all of those guys with a few well-placed storms, that's it. He pretty much wins the game. I mean, Life can re-macro an army of Mutas extremely fast, and that's going to be a little bit hard for Sand to deal with. But then again, that's going to cost him a hell of a lot of minerals and gas. And Sand can re-macro as well, though not as fast, but he'll have the minerals and gas to re-macro more than Life will. And of course, Mutas are extremely open to storms as well, so that could happen again. Look at more storms coming down. The Corruptors starting to look a little bit disheveled. The mothership did go down. So all of these High Templar, which right now are the main play from Sand, are now once again open to Locust firepower, which is, yeah, it's definitely not good because they can't storm Corruptors if they're getting killed by Locusts. So very, very delicate sort of game which is going on at the moment. Everybody has to make sure that everything is going on perfectly well at this point, and nobody really wants to make a lot of risks or anything like that. We're going to see some storms coming for those Locusts. They managed to get a couple of hits on the Colossus, but not too much. And Life thinking about moving out again. Not sure. I think we're going to speed this game up a little bit just to see what's going on. Oh, actually, he's moving out really far here. Really far. Yanks in a couple of Tempests, takes a couple of Storms to the face, loses a couple of Corruptors. Not sure about that attack. He killed a Tempest, but I think he lost 1 or 2 Corruptors there. And so yeah, I'm not sure if that was really worth it. He's actually been losing, I think he lost like 5 or 6 Overseers there. So he's actually supply capped at the moment, which is really not good at all. Let's see, moving out here. And yeah, they'd love to get some High Templar. I'm not sure how well it's going to work though. Life still pushing out, still trying to make something happen here. The mothership is coming out again, and we're going to be back to square one. Starting to see some losses on some units, but I think those are the Colossus mainly. So the Colossus all getting low on health. It's not really the air units at all. So I'm not sure that really matters too much if the Colossus go down. I mean, we saw Sand sacrificing them before, so if they all die, I don't think he's going to be worried too much about that. I think he's just going to say meh, and then just start building more Tempest to make up the numbers. But I suppose what he does care about is getting a Nexus down on this base and starting to mine it. And if he wants to do that, then he has to start caring about the Locust. I mean, you know, it would be crazy if you had a mothership core on the top, just shrouding all of the workers, shrouding the building. That would be phenomenal, but of course that mothership would last about 2 seconds before it got yanked away, so who knows. I wonder if I reckon the mothership could actually cloak the Nexus being built though, which should be a nice touch. Yeah, for now, you're going to be doing a great job shrouding all of these high Templars. And, yeah, both players just bank it up. Sand is banking up faster, but I do believe he's mining out these bases faster as well. Life is still mining these bases out pretty fast. But we'll just have to see. What's this tab? Oh, that's how many resources they got. Well, that's pretty useless because we already know that value. But yeah, the unit's lost 22k at this point. Sand has been doing a pretty good job not losing units, but of course the ground units all eventually get lost, so not much you can do about that. Another mothership. Did this one get destroyed already? I thought there was a new mothership out like 2 seconds ago, but maybe this is the same one. It just ran back for some reason. Maybe it got destroyed and he just rebuilt it. I do not know, but what I do know is those guys going straight for the gas geysers. Obviously, Sand, he's not in trouble in terms of gas, but he really, really wants to suck those gas geysers dry. Just so that if Life ever does take this base, there's going to be no gas left. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, man. Is he cloaking this base? Oh, yes, he is. I do believe it is cloaked, according to this. So, yes, no Locust is going to be attacking this, but what do we got down here? Oh, a bunch of these guys. Ignore them. Bunch of Zealots going into the field of Spore Crawlers. That's freaking hilarious. Of course, no vision here, so the Nexus cannot be seen. But how long before the air army comes across, yanks that mothership out and just destroys it? I'm guessing it's probably going to be a few seconds from now, but he's running into storms every time he does that. So Sand is starting to look a little bit more solid here. Life starting to look a little bit more fragile. I mean, that mothership is going to allow this Nexus to stay up, and when that Nexus is up, is going to be all sorts of craziness mining here. Life doesn't want to allow it, but the only unit that can stop it is the Corruptors and the Vipers going in and yanking that mothership out. And if Sand keeps a lid on that mothership, keeps it up the back, then Life is going to be putting his forces on the line every time he tries to grab that mothership. And the storms could be devastating. Here he goes. Yanks out a Tempest. Takes some miscellaneous damage, not too much, so not a bad play there. Didn't get the maximum prize though, but he's still doing okay. Here he goes. Is he going for the mothership? He goes for the mothership, pulls it out, and does manage to destroy it. There we go, beautiful. And now business is open for the Locust to go in and destroy everything once again. He's going to have to back up all the way here, and he's going to lose that Nexus. I don't see how he can keep that Nexus alive at this point. I mean, he needs the cloaking. That's the only way he's going to be able to keep it alive. Long distance mining over here with a nice cannon. I'm not sure what the cannon is there for, but whatever. It looks nice. So here we go. Actually, moving over to take out the gas first. Yeah, why not? It's just another building that has been destroyed. Another couple of Void Rays coming out. Of course, both players keeping their army completely maxed. 46 Corruptors, 25 Tempests, and 6 Void Rays. So it's just nuts. And at some point, one of these players is going to have to push harder. Eventually, they're going to mine out their bases, and that's when they're going to have to start doing some scary plays to make something happen. But yeah, for now, I mean, this look, we're almost in an hour, and we could be going for some time because these guys do not look like they want to make a critical sort of all-in play anytime soon. Sam's sort of dicking around here a little bit, doing some stuff, but ooh, is he? He hasn't got mothership support. He's just going nuts in here, long range, hoping for something. Doing a lot of damage to those Corruptors, but the Corruptors moving in, Tempest being taken out, Tempest being taken out. Very, very nice stuff. And do we have an advantage here? I'm not sure that either player has an advantage. Tempest doing so much damage, Corruptors doing so much damage, and they're just going nuts here. They've put that bloody bug on all of the Tempest, man. It's such an annoying thing. 20% damage. And it looks like the lack of Void Rays in Sam's army may be coming back to haunt him here, because those guys are just going down really, really, really badly. And the question that I suppose we have to ask ourselves is, where were the freaking storms in that battle? Because that was a massive battle, and Sam went in there and he looked beautiful, and he didn't throw down any storms, and that is why he lost, because he needed storms to kill that army. So let's have a look at that battle, because whoa, that's a bit too far back. What am I doing? Alright. So go back there. I think that's the closest we can get, because this game is just too friggin' long, so every slider is like a full minute or 2 minutes or something. Come on, come on. Alright, it's taking forever. Still seeing this attack over there. I obviously dragged it back too long. But yes, the question of where the storms are is going to be answered very, very quickly. We might have to drag it back a little bit more. Okay, so alright, let's go back even more. See, 2 minutes. That's I just moved like 1 pixel and moved it back 2 minutes. Unfortunately. Maybe he was just tired at the end of this game. He's just like, you know what, screw it. Oh, we're paused. Alright. Let's open that up. Have a look. So he's got 3 High Templars. The Locust going over here, trying to own some of those guys. So we got our 3 High Templar over here to try and keep an eye on them for a little while. Moving across. Those 3 High Templar. Let's try and select them all, actually. There we go. There's our 3 High Templar. He's not building anymore. Those are the 3 that he's got. They got a decent amount of energy, so you'll probably get a storm or 2 down. Not as much as you would like if you're going in for a full engagement. You really, really do need to have enough. You're absolutely nuts. So the High Templars are underneath this army, just over there. Looking good. The Locusts coming on in. They're going to be pulling back. The High Templar are going to be pulling back anyway. And these guys get owned, so the High Templar are still alive. Where are we going to be seeing the storms? Oh, the Swarm Host died. It's not the first one to die this game, but damn. Here we go. These guys moving in. But, oh man, the Locust coming out very, very nicely timed by Life. Seeing some storms, but they're hitting the edge right here. Not really hitting the massive amount of Corruptors there. And the High Templar right now are running for it. The Locusts are hot on their heels, and they will not be making any sort of contribution to this battle anymore. So a few storms on this army right now would have made all the difference, but those storms just did not work out. He stormed a little bit too early, and then he had to run from the Locusts. Oh man. A Mothership may have helped those High Templar stay alive, but then again the Mothership wouldn't have lasted 2 seconds in this battle. So that's it. Very, very, very nice stuff there from Mr. Life, taking out the victory in this game. And yeah, so he beat San 3-0 in this series, and Life is now going to be moving on to the semi-finals. The last remaining Zerg player in this tournament, continuing to show how awesome Zerg are. And yeah, next up, we will be seeing another TVT. It is going to be Tasia versus Innovation, the last quarterfinal. And of course, the winner will be facing Life in the semi-finals. So, looking forward to that. I can't promise another game as epic as or as long as this one, but we'll see what we can find in those replay files. So, I will catch you guys then. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game.